Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to talk about Antonelli Baseball National. We just announced this a couple of days ago. I just threw it up on our website yesterday. And so we've gotten a ton of feedback already. A lot of players have already signed up to play. And I want to break down why we did it, what you're going to get out of it. We'll go through the exact season. This has been something that's been in the works for a really long time. So we've been talking about this. Players and parents from around the country have been asking us to do something like this for a long time. And so we have been building it, and I want to break down exactly what it is so we can answer all your questions. And then if you're interested in playing, I'm going to explain exactly how to get in touch with us, how to send us video so that you're able to get on one of our teams. So I have our website pulled up right here, and you can go over and check this out easily. All you have to do is go to www.antonellibaseball.com. You can go to the Teams tab at the top. You see this Teams tab right here. Just hover over this. All our teams are going to be pulled up. So we have 15 teams, and then we have Antonelli National right here. So you just click on Antonelli National, and this is going to come up right here. So let's go through it, and I'm going to give you an idea of what the experience is going to be like, all the things that we are including. We've talked to a ton of parents and a ton of players, and we have put together what we feel is the best model for being able to play against great competition, play with great players, and have coaching. We don't want this to just be a team that is thrown together that plays and doesn't receive coaching. We really want to make it a family atmosphere, and we really want to coach players up and teach them the game and continue to help them improve their skills and develop. So let's go through it real quick. The Antonelli Baseball experience. So I'm just going to read right through it as we go. So the Antonelli Baseball national teams are comprised of Antonelli Baseball players along with some of the best talent from across the country at the 10U through 17U age level. So there are going to be some of our players, but we already have players signed up from all over the country. We have players from Arizona, from Virginia, from Florida, from New York, from all over the place, literally from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. And we're still putting together our teams. We have a long ways to go. This initiative is designed to provide players and families with the ultimate baseball experience. We're dedicated to delivering the highest quality instruction in a professional and organized environment. We want a team of committed and talented players that want to compete against the best competition possible. Beyond the game, we strive to create a family-like atmosphere that fosters camaraderie, builds lasting connections, and ensures both players and families have the time of their lives. So this is something that I've always been a big believer in. When I was a player, this is what my dad always wanted me to do. He wanted me to play with the best players and against the best players. And so that's really our goal. Play with the best players, play against the best players, and have the best coaching possible. So I'm going to be coaching one of our teams, but I'll also be there. We're going as a group. So you'll see in a minute, the tournaments that we go to, multiple teams are going. And so I won't just be coaching my team, but I'll be running everything for all of the teams. And we're going to have all of our Antonelli baseball coaches down there as well. So we've got a really big staff going down to help our players. So some of the things that you're going to get if you're part of this. So I think this is really, really important. So first thing, team-specific practices before the tournament. So we're going to have each team have dedicated practices before the tournament, ensuring that players, coaches, and parents have the opportunity to build connections and get to know one another. Parents will be invited to these practices to meet the coaches and players, creating a sense of community and trust before the tournament begins. So we're not just going to go to the tournament and have none of the players know each other. Now, there are going to be players that are from around the country. We will have a lot of local players as well. And so players are more than welcome to come in and practice before we head down. That might not be possible for everyone. If you're coming from California and the tournament's in New Jersey, you might not be able to go from California to Boston to practice and then go to New Jersey. So we understand that. It's not mandatory, but it is something that we are going to offer. The next thing is practice upon arrival at the tournament. So we will schedule a team-specific practice at the tournament location. This practice will help players refine their skills, work on strategies, and build confidence before stepping on the field for their first game. So one thing that we heard back from a lot of players and parents that do this type of thing is that a lot of times they get to the tournament and they're just thrown into a game. And it takes a couple games for the coaches to say, okay, this player's pretty good at this. Maybe we should play them over there. It takes a while for coaches to understand the weaknesses of their players. And so we want to start to get to know the players before the game ever starts. And so we're going to have a practice. And also I think that it takes a little bit of time for players to just be able to gel and feel comfortable. And so we don't want to just throw everyone together, jump into a tournament, and get to know each other in that first game. But we want to have at least a practice to where we're able to meet each other. Players will start to feel comfortable around each other. I think that's really important as well. A team bonding event during the tournament. So we'll have a team event during each tournament, such as a group meal or a casual get-together. This event will provide players, parents, and coaches with a chance to relax, connect, and strengthen team camaraderie in a fun and welcoming environment. So again, we're going down to play. We're going down to get better and improve on the field. But I do think a lot of this is building relationships off the field. I think back again to my experience. A lot of the players that I played with during my life as a younger player are people that I still stay in contact with. They're some of my best friends. And so I think this is really, really important, not just to play on the field, but to be able to get off the field and actually build lasting relationships with each other. Next thing is experienced, prepared coaches. So our coaching staff will be composed of our Antonelli baseball coaches and myself, all of whom are experienced and have coached in our program for years. This preparation ensures that coaches are equipped to make informed decisions and position players for success right from the start of each tournament. So again, I think it's a no-brainer, obviously, but you need to have really, really good coaching. You can't just throw together anyone to coach these teams. Again, feedback that I've gotten is players are thrown together with a lot of talent, but they either don't have coaches that are able to coach that type of talent, or they just feel the players are really good, so we can just throw any coach with them and they'll be fine. And, we're talking about young kids here, and it really doesn't matter the age because players are getting coached all the way up to the big leagues. But I think it's super important that it isn't just about throwing a ton of talented players together, but it's about throwing talented players together, but then also coaching them up and improving them, because we're talking about kids from 11 to 17 years old that have a ton of development to do. And so that's a huge part of our program, not just our national program, but our Antonelli baseball program in general, is to coach players up and to help guide them and help them improve and get to the next level, because all of our players want to play at the next level, whether that's high school, college, pro ball. Everyone's looking to improve and move on to the next level. Last thing is a professional and organized experience. So from team practice to game day logistics, every aspect of our program will be thoughtfully planned and executed. Communication will be clear and timely, ensuring that parents, players, and coaches are always on the same page. Our goal is to provide a seamless, professional, and enjoyable experience for everyone involved. So we've got a couple different things here. So you can see here we've got our summer national teams. And so this summer for 2025, we're going to be going to 2 tournaments. So right now we have teams at the 11U, 12U, and 13-year-old divisions. Now, if you're a 10U player and you want to play on our 11U team, we do allow that. And we already have a few 10Us that are signed up to play. Just let us know. So the 2 tournaments that we're going to the Diamond Nation Youth World Series in Flemington, New Jersey, and that's July 11th to 14th. And then we're also going to the Perfect Game Northeast Select Championship at La Sorda Legacy Park in Long Island. So that's in Yaphank, New York. And that's on August 8th through 11th. So you don't have to play in both of these tournaments, although a lot of players are requesting to play in both. You can play in one or the other. You might have something going on and you can't get to both. Again, just let us know which tournaments you're interested in. What are you going to receive? You're going to get an Antonelli Baseball national jersey with your last name on the back. You're going to get a practice shirt. You're going to get practice shorts. You're going to get a Antonelli Baseball helmet and a game hat. So here's just a little bit more about the 2 tournaments and the venues that we're going to. So both in the Northeast, great facilities, all turf fields. We've got everything here if you want to learn more about both facilities. We've got them up there for you to learn about. But great places to play. If we keep scrolling down, again, here's really important information. If you want to play on one of these teams, it's important to contact Kyle. So Kyle Priest, all you do, come over here, click this little email button. It's going to shoot an email right to Kyle. So he's the head of recruiting for our team. He's putting together all these teams. I'm helping him do that. But there's a lot of people reaching out, and this is his main job right now, is to put together the team. So send all of your info to him. Send your video over to him. Any questions you have, send to Kyle. He'll get back to you. We talk every single day. I'll actually be with him in a little bit at practice later on tonight. And every night we sit down for a while and we break down exactly what the teams are looking like. We're going over players. We're going over video because we're getting a ton of video from players from all over the country. So really important. That's who you want to go to. Again, super easy. Just click here and you'll be able to email him. Payment schedule. You guys can read through this. Here's the goal with the payment schedule and with going to these tournaments. Our goal is to keep it as affordable as possible for all families. So there's a lot of things that we have to cover, right? We have a lot of coaches going down there. We have uniforms and practice gear that we have to pay for. We have tournament fees. We have hotels. We have all that stuff. We're trying to cover all of those things, but we're trying to keep it as affordable as possible because we want as many players that want to go to be able to go. And again, we're trying to put together the best possible teams that we can because we want to go and develop, we want to go and play and do well, and we want to try to win the tournament. So that gives you some idea of exactly how much it costs to play, depending on how many tournaments you're going to. So you can go through all that. And then Antonelli Baseball Fall National Team. So we're going to do this in the fall as well. In the fall, it'll be from 10U all the way through 17U. So we're doing 11U, 12U, and 13U in the summer, because a lot of teams are playing, older teams are playing later in the summer, and so it just wasn't possible for us to put teams in a bunch of tournaments. But in the fall, we're going to have 10 through 17U. We're going to go to different tournaments. So once that schedule becomes available, we will update this as well, and I'll throw another video out there. So that is all of our information for our Antonelli Baseball National teams. We're super excited about this. Again, it's been in the works for some time, and we are excited to bust it out. I think we're going to have great teams. We're going to have great coaching. We're going to have a ton of fun. We're going to have a lot of success. Players are going to learn a lot. Again, I always go back to my favorite times as a baseball player, and I've played at every level. My 11U, 12U, 13U, 14U, 15U years, like those young years are years that I remember forever, and I've made tons of relationships with players, and those years really set me up for success as I moved on and was able to play at a high level in high school and then go on and play college and then get drafted and play professionally and eventually play in the major leagues. A lot of the development came from when I was a young player, and so that's what we're trying to set up here for players that want that type of experience. So again, email Kyle. If you have any questions, let him know. And I'll put a link in the description box below this video as well, so you can just click there and head right over to our website. That's all we have. Look forward to hearing from you, and we'll talk to you later.